Hey, what is up everybody? This is Mark, and today I'm going to give you an overview of this layered bear scene. And of course it looks like this. And before I go through all the pieces, I just want to point out to you that you can enlarge it pretty much as you want if your laser's that big, and you can make it pretty much any size you want. Put that monster back over there. But this is what we're going to put together today, and I'll show you some of the options and I'll show you all the pieces. Make sure that you watch the file overview as well. It's almost 10 minutes long, but it goes through all of the options that you have from the file perspective. So first of all, I've got all the pieces here. I've got stacks of parts here and here, and I want to go over, first of all, one of the choices that you need to make when you first get started, and that's whether you want it to stand on its own like this, on its feet, or whether you want to hang it on the wall, or whether you want it to have a slotted stand for the base. That's one of the first things you need to decide. And the second that's related to that is how many of the layers you want to use. So let me give you a couple of options right here off the get-go. If you'd like to make it a minimal number of layers, you'll see in the file, and in the file video, you definitely want to watch that, you can make it with as few as 3 layers, I think. And this right here is one of the groupings of layers that would look good together. So you've got the bear with some trees, then you've got some more trees with the moose, and then in the background you've got the snow-capped mountains there. And if you put these 3 together, that looks pretty good just like that if you want to make it minimal. And at this size, these 3 fit on one sheet of 11 by 19 material. So you can make this out of one sheet. It won't stand up on its own because it's pretty thin. Of course, you could use 1/4 inch if you wanted to give it a little more depth, but this is probably the minimum that I would recommend. However, you can also use this piece right here, which has a tab at the bottom that can go into this slotted base. And as always, you need to measure your material first and then adjust this slot if you need to. But you can then put this in a slotted base like this, and you could then put these 3 layers on top of it, and you could have a look like that, and it could stand up on its own. So that is one option for sure, okay? So let me put that let me put that piece over there along with the slotted base, and we'll keep talking here. So if you want to do more layers than this, you have several other options, and there are, I believe, 11 total pieces that you could use here to go together like this. And of course, you can mix and match them as much as you like. But there's a couple things you want to pay attention to. I like this piece being on the front because you can paint this. In fact, let me mention this. I laid these all out so that you can spray paint these or paint these all one color per layer, so you don't have to necessarily mix colors into layers. So this could all be brown, for example. This could be green. This one could be black if you want the bear to be black, and so on. So you can end up doing something that looks like this by painting all of the layers in single color. So you can lay these together like this. You can omit layers if you want. Like if you don't want to have the moose on there, you can omit him completely. You can omit this layer of trees if you like. You can omit the cabin, whatever you want to do there. But you'll see that some of these can go in a different order, but most of these need to go in the order that you'll see here because, for example, you can't put the cabin behind this hill because, well, it'll be behind the hill. So you can make some choices, leave some parts out and put some in and make the scene that you want. Like I just took out 3 layers there, and you can make it like this if you wish. And if you want to, you can even leave out the back piece there as well. Whatever you want, and you can make the scene that you want. So let me jump over to the other option. If you want this to hang on the wall, I've got these 2 pieces, which again are in the file overview as well, but I want to point these out to you. This piece right here has some holes that are cut so that you can hang it on the wall. You don't have to cut this piece if you're not going to use it. So make sure that you watch the file overview so you know which pieces to cut. But if you're going to hang this on the wall, this is what I'd like to see you do. As the very back layers, use these 2 as the very back because this spacer gives you the space to be able to have the nail or screw heads come through here and be able to hang. So for example, let me flip these over. If you have the sun and the mountain piece right here, you see that those cover up the screw holes there nicely, and it leaves a gap there where the screw heads could go in there. And then you can just build back again like this, just like we had it all the way up to the top, just like that. And then it's got those holes in the back that you can hang it on the wall. So I hope that helps you kind of get a little overview of what you can do with this file. And there's a lot of options, so I'd love to see what you guys do. Let me know if you have any questions. And of course, as always, share your creations with me because I'd love to see them. Enjoy this file, and let me know if you have any questions.